DJC. Hey, man, I boxed for over 10 years. I wrestled for over 10 years. And currently I'm in my 5th year of jiu-jitsu. Okay, I think
Congratulations.
I'm qualified to discuss fights. I'm qualified. I'm good. But let's just be honest. Keep the facts, DJC. Keep the facts. Let's keep it facts. If Ketlin sucks, and I'm going back to this, if Ketlin sucks, then how did Ketlin beat a person that how did Ketlin beat somebody that destroyed Irene? Tell me that. Because if that person destroyed Irene, does Irene suck? Only you can answer that question.
Okay, well, here's my answers. This is my response video to the coach, Shelton Harrison. Uh, I'm gonna show my face because I ain't got nothing to hide. And I'm gonna keep it respectful as he kept it respectful to me. Not gonna throw no insults. My response to that question, if Ketlin beat someone who destroyed Irene Aldana, then does that mean Aldana sucks then? Okay, so let's look at it like this. Let's look at the timing of both fights. When Irene fought Holly Holm and when Ketlin fought Holly Holm. So, Irene Aldana fought Holly Holm in 2020, and that was a little bit earlier in Irene Aldana's career. Holly Holm was on an active schedule. She already had one fight in 2020 prior to the Irene fight, and she had fought, I believe, no, she only fought once in 2019, but she was still on an active schedule. Yeah, she was old, but still, I feel like October 2020 on that night, that was like sort of a peak Holly Holm performance. That was almost equivalent to the Holly that we saw win the world title against Ronda Rousey. And I believe Irene Aldana, she got a glimpse of that version of Holly Holm. Okay, that's the thing. That was Holly on her best night, and that was Irene on her worst. She had an injured foot. She was recovering from COVID. I know it sounds like excuses, but facts are facts. And you're telling me to address the facts? I'm addressing the facts right now. So cool. She lost to a former world champion, and she got it handed to her pretty good. I admit that. And for a biased guy like myself, I called that. I picked Holly Holm to beat Irene Aldana. On the same night, I picked Jermaine Duranamy to beat Juliana Pena. So I can definitely think objectively. But when Kellen Vieira fought Holly Holm, she fought Holly coming off a 2 year layoff. She had issues with her kidneys. She was coming off kidney surgery, back to back knee surgeries, multiple canceled bouts. So that was like the worst Holly Holm we've ever seen in years up against Ketlin Vieira. And Ketlin Vieira managed to barely scrape a victory off her. Now, fair play, she won the fight. I thought Ketlin won the fight. I don't think it was a robbery, contrary to popular belief. But yeah, she won. But these fights were at different times and different versions of Holly. And I do believe that if Irene Aldana and Holly Holm were to fight again, right now with Holly being a little bit older, and I don't think she'll ever be able to match that same performance that she did against Aldana a few years ago. I just don't. I think Aldana could do a lot better. I think she can make it a lot closer, and I don't think the Nunes fight has any indication that she couldn't, because that's Amanda Nunes. She's too good. She's too good. And Holly Holm got knocked out in a round against Amanda. Uh, Aldana lasted 5 rounds. I don't think Ketlin Vieira could survive 5 rounds with Amanda Nunes. So that's one thing. Now, maybe sucks is a strong word, okay? Maybe I shouldn't have said she sucks as a fighter. And to your question, coach, saying, you know, could I get in there and beat Ketlin Vieira? No, obviously not. I'm not a pro fighter. I'm not arrogant like that. She whooped my ass. Okay, I totally admit that. But I was not impressed by Ketlin Vieira's last performance. We can critique Aldana all we want about the Nunes fight, and she does deserve criticism, but it's against the former pound for pound number one long reigning double champion that she performed like that against. Yes, Vieira won against Penny, but I don't felt she looked that great while doing it. And yeah, she lost to someone who beat Aldana as well, Raquel Pennington, and also by same method, split decision. Didn't win that fight. After all that hype she had behind her, you know what I mean. And yeah, you're right. She don't make good decisions in the octagon. You know, why as a grappler would she go out there and try to brawl with a powerful boxer like Irene Aldana? That got her knocked out. When she fought Yana Kunitskaya, who Aldana destroyed, by the way, mind you, when she fought her, she just held her down and did nothing with the positions that she got. She just would hold position while Yana was the one working, and that lost her the fight. She couldn't finish Yana Kunitskaya. Aldana destroyed Yana Kunitskaya. She dominated her. She finished her. And I think she definitely finished Pani Kianzad as well. I think she could beat Holly Holm if they fought today. I think so personally. And even if she didn't, I think she could do as well as Ketlin Vieira did. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I don't agree with you saying that Irene Aldana landed a lucky punch. How is that lucky? She meant to land that left hook. And I've said this many times while breaking down Irene's style that it may not be perfect, but she usually goes out there, she plays possum in her fights. You know what I mean? She'll start slow, she'll let you get a head start, and usually she's able to kind of download the data, figure out your timing, and then boom, she catches you with that left hook. We saw that when she fought Yana, and we saw that when she fought Ketlin Vieira. Now she tried that on Nunes, it didn't work. Didn't work. She tried that, and Amanda is just too seasoned of a veteran, too skilled of a striker to fall into that left hook. But Ketlin Vieira isn't. And Aldana meant to land that. She was trying to get the timing, and once she did, wham! She landed that shot, and she meant to do it. Now, I can understand calling the up kick against Macy a bit of an accident. I don't think it was. I can understand calling that an accident, but the left hook? That's Aldana's signature punch. There's no way that was an accident. There's no way that was a fluke. And if they were to have a rematch, think about it like this. Aldana's going to have the mental edge, being that she stopped her already in the first round. I think Ketlin would come out a lot less confident, a lot less aggressive. And with the lack of aggression, she's not beating Irene Aldana on the feet. The only reason why she was winning the fight against her, and it's sort of at Irene's own game because she was pushing the pace, landing big shots on Irene Aldana. But if she's holding back against Irene and afraid of getting knocked out again, Aldana, the better boxer, the superior boxer, will just piece her up. But if she tries to be aggressive and doesn't try to mix in any takedown threat, any takedowns at all, Aldana will counter and spark her again. It's just that simple. But even as far as the grappling goes, if Ketlin Vieira wants to mix it up and actually do what she should have done the first time, which I think back then in 2019, if she tried to grapple her, she might have been able to win. But in 2023, I feel like Irene Aldana, with her footwork, with her distance, she can make it tough for Ketlin to get close enough to get a takedown. If Ketlin gets a hold of her, Aldana's strong. She's got good hips, long legs, good balance. And today, she reacts better to takedowns than she did a few years ago. She rolls better with takedowns. Her takedown defense is much better. And where Nunes was able to get her down 6 times, I don't think Ketlin could. So I don't think Ketlin could force a grappling match. And she doesn't win a striking match. Therefore, Aldana is just a bad matchup. And I think since then, I think that Irene Aldana has improved more between the two. And I think those improvements would shine. So I don't think that Ketlin would have the head start that she did in the last fight. That's my take on a potential rematch. And I wouldn't say that 9 out of 10 times Aldana loses that fight. I'm going to be fair and say maybe 6 out of 10 times Aldana wins, and out of 10, Ketlin might win 4 times. There might be outcomes where she is able to get it done, but I do think that Irene Aldana is the superior fighter. You know what I mean? You want to talk about how, well, Holly Holm destroyed Irene, who Ketlin beat. Like I said earlier, didn't Irene Aldana destroy Yana Kunitskaya, who beat Ketlin Vieira? So touche, coach. Touche. And you're saying that Irene Aldana hasn't evolved as a fighter. Now, this is why I said that you have a horrible perception of fights. Now, I'm not proud of saying that. I feel a little bit bad for saying that. It's a little bit disrespectful on my end. And coach, I do want to personally apologize for saying that because I know you're a smart guy. We have our opposing opinions, but to say that Aldana just has shown no evolution, I think is kind of ridiculous. To say that she just only wants to box and that she's not tried developing other parts of her game, I'm just not seeing what you're seeing, okay? She works a lot on her jiu-jitsu with Diego Lopez at the Lobo gym. And in that fight with Macy Chasson, you know, in that first round, I know round two happened and it wasn't a good look. But let's talk about round one because people seem to always want to forget the first round happened. Aldana showed high levels of grappling, defense, and offense against Macy Chasson. Defended the first takedown. The cage kind of saved her, but she showed good balance, stayed on her feet. Second takedown, she rolled with the takedown. She showed scrambling ability, good transitions when she hit the floor, and she was able to transition into an armbar. And she nearly got the armbar, used that armbar that didn't get through to get on top, and pummel her on the ground. Is that something, coach, that a one dimensional boxer is capable of doing? I don't think so, bro. I really don't think so. If she was just a boxer, then Macy Chasson would have had her way with her on the first takedown attempt. Easy work. Now, in that second round, yes, she got the takedown. Irene should have let go of the leg lock and focused on getting up as opposed to focusing on a submission. So, fair play. Macy took advantage, took her back. That's Irene's fault. She shouldn't have made that mistake, and it's not a good look that she got back mounted. But again, a one dimensional boxer like herself was actually able to survive, make it to the next round. A one dimensional boxer in round three defended a few takedowns, and then off the first takedown, immediately feet on hips, pushed her off, and then landed the body kick. That's all I'm saying. Just a boxer was able to do that against Macy Chasson. I really feel like in that fight showed the evolution in Irene Aldana's style. And I think that the fight with Amanda is no picture of how good Irene is, okay? She's capable of so much more, okay? The Amanda Nunes fight was a mix of both things. It was mental, and Amanda Nunes she's just a different level. And Irene Aldana simply wasn't ready. But I don't agree that Irene Aldana is not a legit top contender. And also, another point I want to touch on in the Nunes fight. You said she was helpless on the ground. Amanda Nunes failed like the first two takedown attempts in round one. And then the first couple takedowns she did get, Irene was like quick to get back up, pop back up, and you might say that, oh, well, Amanda let her up. There's kind of a reason why. You know, obviously she didn't want to get caught by the up kick, but Irene Aldana is very good at using her long legs to create space, and she's quick to get up. And moments when she got taken down, like look at round three, for example. She refused to settle for bottom position. This was different from the Holly fight. She was scrambling, she was rolling, she was trying to get up, and she did. And she almost reversed Amanda, but by her choice, she let her back up. Something a one-dimensional boxer did, by the way. Impressive, right? Now, round five, yes, Amanda was able to hold her down, but Amanda's just strong, and it was a long 5 rounds. I'm sure Aldana was exhausted from trying to defend those takedowns. It's understandable. But Amanda's held down and taken down so many people with better grappling than Irene Aldana. So can we fault Aldana? She tried to defend as many takedowns as she can. But Amanda was able to get through. Now here's something else I want to touch on. So Coach said that I seem to mainly only support Hispanic fighters, Hispanic female fighters. I'm going to address that. Okay, so you're right. I mean, you're not right. Never mind. I don't only support them, but I do have a type. You know, I do like Latina women, and I see these Latina fighters. I have a bit of bias for them, and I do typically support them. I don't see anything wrong with that. You know, a lot of my favorite female fighters are Latina, like Juliana Pena, Alexa Grasso, Irene Aldana, Tatiana Suarez. Am I forgetting anyone else? I don't know. Remind me in the comments if I'm forgetting any other female Latina fighters that I like. But that's true. I do like Latina fighters, but I also support all kinds of ethnicities of fighters. I like black fighters, white fighters, doesn't matter. But for the women's end, yeah, I just so happen to support the Latina fighters, you know? And in terms of my bias, you're saying that I'm biased and that I'm not balanced like you. You admit you're biased, but you're balanced. Look, I'm also biased and balanced. Now, sometimes my bias will get the best of me, like me picking Irene to beat Nunes. That was flat out bias. Now, I thought Irene was capable of more in that fight. I was dead wrong, and I admit that. But I can also be fair in my assessments. I've picked against fighters I liked multiple times, no matter the ethnicity, no matter the gender. I've picked against fighters I liked many times. There's many times where I wanted a fighter to win, but I didn't think they could do it, and I picked against them. I picked Amanda Nunes to win the first Juliana Pena fight, by the way, just so you know, just putting that out there. And then me picking Pena in the rematch was acceptable because she'd already beat her the first time. Why can't she do it again, right? And then look at my pick with the Alexa Grasso Valentina Shevchenko fight, and look at your pick. You said Alexa Grasso wasn't a good fighter. You said she had no chance. I was the one saying that she's shown evolution in her game. I was the one saying that she can go far. I was the one saying she could beat Valentina, and I was the one saying she was a future champion. When you doubted me, and you're calling me out to school me on your live, guess what? When I was on live with you in December, and you and all these people were like clowning me for saying Alexa had a chance against Valentina, who was right and who was wrong? And back then, I did favor Valentina to win, but I said Alexa had a chance. You guys were like, how does she get it done? And then by January, I changed my mind and I saw ways Alexa could win. You know what I mean? I looked at Valentina sort of declining in her performances, that she's aging, getting older. Alexa is younger, improving, and she's got the style, I believe, to dethrone the champion. And I was right. I was right. I was biased for Alexa Grasso, but it wasn't just my bias that made me pick Alexa to win. If I didn't see ways that I thought she could beat Valentina, I wouldn't have picked her to win the first time. I wouldn't have picked her to win when they first fought. You know what I mean? And I'm going to pick her to win the second time, you know? Is there bias behind it? A little bit, but there's also some logic. I think that going forward, she can improve her takedown defense because she's constantly evolving, and that she can keep it to where she had the advantage last time, which was the striking. That's mainly where she was winning the fight. So you're right. I can be biased for fighters I like. I can vouch for fighters I like, but I can also be fair. But I don't agree with you saying that Irene Aldana just isn't the top fighter, isn't a serious contender, because of some past losses and past performances. And in my opinion, I don't think that Ketlen Vieira is that good. I do think she had a lot of hype going to the Raquel Pennington fight, and she fumbled, and that's that. Aldana had a lot of hype going into the Amanda fight, and she fumbled. But guess what? Is there shame in fumbling the bag against the greatest of all time? No. Is there shame in fumbling the bag against Raquel Pennington? Kind of. I mean, I'm not trying to diss Raquel, but Raquel isn't the fighter that Amanda Nunes is. If you're Ketlen Vieira, who beat Holly, you should be beating someone like Raquel Pennington. So, I'm just saying, but like I said, I'm going to keep it respectful. I ain't going to be trading insults, but yeah, those are just all my thoughts in this video. But yeah, man. And it's funny, you're saying that because, you have experience in boxing and jiu-jitsu and other facets of combat sports, hence why your name is the coach. I get it. You're a veteran at all this stuff. You've done more training than I have, and you have experience coaching fighters. I get it. I'm not saying you don't know what you're talking about, but that doesn't mean just because you know your stuff from experience from training the martial arts that you train, that doesn't mean that your knowledge is automatically going to be better than someone who doesn't train. I myself, I haven't trained Muay Thai in like 3 years. I've done wrestling. I haven't done that in a while. That does not mean I lack the knowledge of the sport, or that my knowledge is any lesser than just because I don't train. I watch the sport. I pay attention to these fights very closely, and I know what I'm seeing, and I know how to break these fights down. And as do you. I'm not saying you don't know what you're talking about. And I take back what I said when I said you have a horrible perception of fights. But I don't see what you're seeing when you're saying that Aldana isn't trying to evolve other parts of her game, or that she's shown no improvements, or that she got lucky against Ketlen. And I don't think that Ketlen would win a rematch. Maybe she has a chance, but I wouldn't paint her out to be this better fighter than Irene Aldana. because she hasn't even got as far as to even contend for the title. You know, she could have if she beat Pennington, she lost. She could have if she beat Aldana, she lost. So she hasn't fought for the title yet, and she's lost to lower caliber opponents like Raquel, which again I know that Aldana lost to her, but Aldana didn't lose to Yana Kunitskaya. I'm gonna put that out there. Okay, the people that Aldana lost to most recently were world champions, former champs like Holly and Amanda Nunes. And I personally just don't think there's any shame. I mean, damn, I've gone like 20 minutes over this video because I've like had a lot to say, a lot of rambling. Um, but yeah, those are pretty much all my thoughts. Uh, if you see this, coach, I'm interested to see what your response is to this video. But yeah, I just personally agree to disagree. Okay, before I go, I agree to disagree. I think Irina Aldana is capable of more. She's better than what she showed. She's better than who she is from the Holly fight, and she's better than what she showed in the Amanda fight. And now that Amanda Nunes is out of the picture, this is a very weak division. I think Aldana is very capable of winning that world title. And like you said, she's young. She's got time. I don't think the clock is ticking on her. And I think by 2024, she can get that belt. So, and I mean, I proved you wrong before, coach, with Grasso Shevchenko, which is huge. I can prove you wrong again because you said that Grasso wasn't all that when I said she was all that. And now she's the champion. And you're saying this about Irene? I can prove you wrong again like I did last time. I'm just saying it. If I'm easy work, coach, okay, come prove that I'm easy work. Dissect me then after watching this video. Give me your response and dissect me and show me how easy work I am. Bring it. Bring it. I'm ready. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready. But anyway, I'm done talking.